A warning aimed at the U.S. by a Russian official may deepen an already frosty relationship between the two countries. The Russian official called for American cooperation on its military efforts in Syria to avoid, quote, unintended incidents. This comes amid concerns that Moscow is using its military to support Syria's embattled president. Kristen Fisher joins us live with more on this story. Hi, Kristen.
Hey, Elizabeth. So right now, the U.S. military is using Syrian airspace to fight ISIS. At the same time, Russia is also sending troops and equipment to Syria, including likely some anti-aircraft missiles. So even though Moscow claims that we share a common enemy in ISIS, the chance of the U.S. and Russian military encountering each other on the battlefield is growing more and more likely by the day. Yesterday, Russia's foreign minister urged Washington to cooperate more militarily in order to avoid any, quote, unintended incidents. Problem is, Russia supports Syria's president, Bashar al-Assad, and the U.S. does not. U.S. officials believe Moscow is now building up forces in Syria at a rapid rate in order to protect Assad, a claim Moscow denies. They say they are simply sending equipment to help Assad fight ISIS.
If a priority is the fight against terrorism, then selfish considerations like changing of power in Syria should be put aside. All the more so when previous attempts to change in Iraq, in Libya, have led to the growth of the terrorist threat.
Well, yesterday, President Obama pushed back while meeting with troops at Fort Meade in Maryland. In his most clear terms yet, he warned Russia to stop sending more support to Assad.
We are going to be engaging Russia to let them know that you can't continue to double down on a strategy that's doomed to failure. This is going to be a long discussion that we'll be having with the Russians, but it is not going to prevent us from continuing to go after ISIL very hard.
Now, later this month, both Obama and Russian President Vladimir Putin will be at the UN General Assembly in New York, but at least for now, the two leaders have no plans to meet in person.
But if they did, wouldn't you want to be a fly on the wall for that?
Wouldn't we all, right?
Wouldn't we all? Kristen Fisher following that story.